Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from group 5. Let me introduce member of group. My name is AINUN RADENG and my friend ELAN SAPUTRI, ZUHRA and AMIRA NASHITA. So today we would like to present the title is Of Mice and Men. In this novel, with its variety of content, suitable for readers all of gender and age who want to experience classic literature that is sad, fun, and profound. And then the first one will be continued by ELAN SAPUTRI.
Okay, thank you, Ainun. For today, I will explain about all character. So the first one character is George Milton. So George Milton is a friend and character of Lenny. George is a small, smart, and sharp man. He often dreams of a better life, owning his own land with Lenny. And the next character is Lenny Small. Lenny Small is George's friend. Lenny Small is George's friend who has a mental disability. Lenny is physically strong but lacks the ability to control his strength or understand the consequences of his action. He is fond of soft things and often gets into trouble for to show Lenny Small is George's friend who has a mental disability. Lenny is physically strong but lacks the ability to control his strength or understand the consequences of his action. He is fond of he is fond of sun and often gets into trouble for unintentionally hurting them. And next character is Crux. So Crux is a black ranch worker who lives separately from the other workers due to racial segregation. Crux is lonely and better due to the discrimination they face, but he still longs for friendship and equality. And the last character is Slim. So Slim is the skilled mule driver on the ranch who is highly respected by everyone. Slim is wise, fair, and has a natural authority that makes him an unofficial leader among the workers.
The next character is Carly, the ranch owner's son who is aggressive and easily jealous, especially of his wife. The next character is Carly's wife, unnamed. She feels lonely after 15 workers on the ranch. Although initially she's a stitch, and she eventually reveals that she is actually very lonely and has a fever dream. The next character is Candy, an old worker who lost one of his hands. She is afraid of being fired and hopes to realize George and Lenny dream of owning a farm. The last character is Carson, a worker at the ranch who is harsh and heartless. He shoots Candy dog and then gives George the idea to kill Lenny.
George Milton and Lenny Small are walking along a dirt road towards a ranch near Sylvania, California. They have just gotten off the bus to walk them from the previous town. George and Lenny are migrant workers who move from place to place in search of employment. During the journey, Lenny constantly reminds George of how he likes to stroke soft objects. While holding a dead mouse in his pocket that is soon discarded by George, George warns Lenny not to cause any trouble when they arrive at the ranch. And after walking day, They stopped by the banks of the Salinas River to rest before continuing the journey the next day. They also marveled at the beauty of the nature around them. George instructed Lenny to fetch water from the river to drink, but George also tells Lenny not to drink too much water. Then they both have dinner with bread and beans they brought along during the journey. As they walk toward the new ranch, Lenny is found carrying a dead mouse in his pocket. Lenny loves to stroke soft objects, and this mouse gives him comfort. However, the mouse is already dead because Lenny, unaware of his own strength, stroked it to hurt. George then noticed that Lenny is hiding something from him, and George realized that it is a dead mouse. George knows that carrying a dead mouse is unhygienic and cause trouble. George is also worried that Lenny's habit will get them into trouble, as what happened at their previous workplace in Witt. So in Witt, Lenny, who has a mental disability but is physically very strong, was triggered to touch a woman's dress because he was attracted to its texture. The woman screamed and Lenny panicked, trying to calm her down, but his action only made the situation worse. The woman reported the incident to the townsfolk, and George and Lenny were forced to flee out of fear of her punishment. That night, George built a campfire to cook their dinner. Sitting around the campfire, they talk about their dreams of owning their own piece of land. George talked about a future where they have a small house, grow crops, and raise animals, including the rabbits that Lenny eagerly anticipated. This conversation paints a picture of their close relationship and the dreams that give the hope amidst their hearts. This conversation paints a picture of their close relationship and the dreams that give them hope amidst their hearts. Life the lake.
I will explain in chapter 2. When Lenny and George arrive at a farmhouse, Candy, he is missing his right hand, greet them. Under Slim, they are assigned to a grand team. Following that, the difficulties of their life become immediately apparent. Their living space are little provided. The beds are made of rough burlap. Lim enters to the house and is impressed by their friendship and care for each other. Carson, another rancher, asks about Slim dogs, which recently gave birth to 9 puppies. Slim reports that he drowned 4 puppies because their mother was uh, unable to feed them. Carson suggests they convince Candy to shoot his worthless old dog and raise a puppy instead.
Chapter 3. In this chapter, George and Slim come into the bunkhouse together. In the bunkhouse, Slim reached up over the card table and turned on the light.
and then he sat on a box, while George took his place opposite. They talked. Slim thought that it's so funny to see a dumb man like Lenny and a smart man like George traveling together. But George didn't think it's funny. And then George started to tell Slim about why he and Lenny were together. So long time ago, George and Lenny were born in Auburn. George knew Aunt Clara. Aunt Clara is a woman who took care of Lenny. When Aunt Clara died, Lenny came to work with George. And George also tell another incident that will happen when they were together. When George and Slim were talking, another man like Lenny, Candy, and Cousin came into the bunkhouse. Candy came with his old dog, and Cousin didn't like it because the dog is very stinky. So Cousin started to complain about this dog. He also suggested to shoot the dog. Of course, Candy didn't like this idea because he loves his dog, but he couldn't do anything. So he just let Cousin to took off his dog out of the bunkhouse and shot it. Long short story. On the same day, Carly was looking for his wife, while Lenny and George were talking about the farm that they dreamed of. They talk about farm, they talk about rabbit. So Lenny was very happy to talk about this, and he smiled. At the same time, Carly came into the bunkhouse, and he saw Lenny still smile. He asked Lenny, "What the hell are you laughing at?" Lenny looked at Carly blankly. Suddenly, Carly was angry, so he hit Lenny. Lenny was scared and he didn't know what to do. He didn't want to fight Carly, but Carly kept hitting him. So Lenny bled. George told Lenny to fight back. So finally, George fought Carly, and Carly's hands break. So Carly was taken to the doctor immediately. And Lenny was still scared. So George came and made him feel more comfortable. He told Lenny that wasn't his fault. And then Lenny felt more comfortable and he felt happy again. So that's the end of the chapter 3, and the next chapter will be continued by ZUHRA.
Chapter 4 Saturday Night in Crook's Room. The first picture, Crook and Lenny in room. On Saturday night, Crook sits alone in his room. The door opened and Lenny appeared. At first, Crook tells Lenny to leave, but Lenny explained that he just wants to see his puppies. After a few warnings, Crook finally lets Lenny stay and they start talking about the ranch. The second picture, Candy joined. As the conversation deepened, Candy suddenly walks into the room. Lenny enthusiastically told her of their plan to have their own ranch. Crook was initially hesitant, started to get interest and offered himself to join, working hard without pay. The next picture, Carly's wife appeared. Their conversation was interrupted by the arrival of Carly's wife in the doorway. She started talking to Lenny, including Candy, warning that she wasn't supposed to be there. Candy told her to leave, but she refused, challenged them with scorn. The last picture, Carly's wife threatens and won't go out. As Carly's wife continued to talk to Lenny, Candy and Crook feel uncomfortable to her presence. Finally, to firmly ask her to leave. Carly's wife threatens Crook before finally leaving the place.
Alright, I will explain in chapter 5. Carly's wife enters to the barn seeking companionship. Lenny, drawn to her soft hair, and react out the pit it. Carly's wife, unaware of Lenny's strength, let him touch her hair. However, Lenny's inability to gauge his own strength led him to accidentally grip too tight. Panicked by her cries, Lenny want to be quiet, her accidentally break her neck. He doesn't intend to harm her, but his innocence and lack of understanding caused a fatal accident. Uh, Lenny, realizing what he's done, Lenny is horrified. He tries to hide the body and flees the barn, fearing George's anger.
Chapter 6. In this chapter, Lenny goes to the Salinas River. He drank water and he sat down. Various thoughts popped into his mind. He imagined his dad on Clara blaming him, and he imagined a gigantic rabbit scolding him. The rabbit said that George would leave him. Suddenly, George came and sat next to Lenny. Lenny thought that George was angry, but George wasn't angry. And then George made Lenny felt more comfortable. They talked. When they were talking, the sounds of men coming closer. There was Conley, Carlson, and Slim. They came closer, so there were no more time for Lenny and George. And then George asked Lenny to take off his hat, and he also asked Lenny to look across the river while talking about the farm that he dreamed of. So Lenny described the farm that he dreamed of happily. While Lenny talked, George prepared a gun to shoot Lenny, and then George shot Lenny in the back of his head, and then Lenny fell on the ground. George was shaking. Actually, he didn't want to shoot Lenny. But he also couldn't imagine what would happen if Lenny and Carly met. Later, Carly, Carlson, and Slim came. Carlson stood near to Lenny, and he asked to George, "How did George do it?" George just answered quietly. Slim, who understood George's feeling, comforted him, and then Slim also helped George to stand up, and they left. Okay, so that's the end of this story, and thank you for watching.
Alright, in the last one, I will closing telling novel. That's all from us. Thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.